Hello and welcome to a view from the cab. Bit of an end of the week kind of a roundup. It's been a bit of a week, this one. It has. I've not really had much time or inclination even to do a vlog. I've just been, it's been a busy one. I've been rushed, I've been stressed, I've been pressured, but somehow I've managed to make it through to the other side. It's been a very up and down kind of a week. Nothing exceptionally bad has really sort of happened. It's just an accumulation of different things. You know, the working week itself, I mean, yesterday is the most recent day I can remember. I was tasked with doing a school swim, which is a very easy thing to do. You just go to a school and, you know, you pick up some people, some children, teachers, what have you, and you take them to a pool, which can either be at a local sports centre or another school where they've got the facilities. Yesterday's job was go to school A, take them to school B, pick them up and take them back to school A again. It's a very simple thing to do. It's not actually in the realms of rocket science or brain surgery. But somehow the teachers still managed to make me late in both directions, and really sort of gnaws the afternoon up. Then, you know, the teacher was having a look for lost property, just checking the seats like they're supposed to, and there was a load of paper all over the floor. Now keep in mind, I've sat on the bus for an hour and a half, you know, pacing up and down, talking on the phone, you know. I prepped the bus beforehand so it was perfectly clean and tidy and presentable. I've been on the bus for an hour and a half, pacing up and down, and when the teacher was checking, there was just all this paper and bits and pieces all over the floor. So I said something like, "Oh, the kids tear up their homework, did they?" And the teacher said, "Oh, that's not from us." Well, I said, "Well, all right, we'll leave it then." She went, "No, I'll pick it up." She said, "But I don't think that's from us." Well, I think it is. It is from you. It is from you and your kids. You know, they came out a full, let's say 20 minutes late for the return journey, which just put me, I was leaving school B at 3 o'clock, which really did put the kibosh on me, because all the schools in that area are chucking out, and then I just ended up bogged in traffic. You know, and then on the way back to the bus garage after doing everything else, you know, a bit of a road rage encounter with yet another dangerous lunatic in a BMW, one that simply cannot wait his turn. You know, he was shooting for an overtake that simply wasn't there. You know, the lane 3 was merging. I was in lane 2, he was in lane 3, and there was not enough time for him to safely overtake and do the merge and everything, because there was other cars and there's other road users. I know it's a bizarre concept for BMW people to get their heads around, and so I've done everything correctly: mirror, signal, maneuver, position, speed, look. Right, they're running out of road. Put the indicator on, started to move across to defend the road, defend my space, and he's actually sped up. As soon as he saw my indicator go, and he actually sped up to try and overtake. But by now I'm merging, I'm right over into lane 3, and he's still going for the overtake, and then he's lent on the horn, because that's what BMW people do. People being used in inverted commas, by the way. People, they're not really they're subhuman, aren't they? But you know, then he's decided there was a bit of a gap in the islands, and he decided to go for yet another overtake, which was entirely just dangerous, and he nearly run himself into you know, the central refuges where the pedestrians stand. Nearly run himself into one of those because there simply wasn't the time to overtake. And I think, why are these people, why are they not being rounded up? Why are they not being stopped by the police? You know, people like that. And then as we're going into the Medway Tunnel, I've then moved over into lane. I've done all my overtaking that I can do. I've moved into lane 1. Then the guy's decided he's going to get really close to me, because it makes a big difference to me, doesn't it, in a bus. and then he's going to open his window while we're going along at sort of 45, 50, and he's going to start gobbing off, probably just to insult me and question my parentage, I suppose, which didn't really bother me an awful lot because I couldn't really hear what he was saying anyway. I could hear a voice, but I wasn't interested. BMW people that drive German cars are very angry people. Your Audi people just want to get in front and go. Merc people just want to get in front and go. But BMW people, not only do they want to get in front at any cost, but then they also want to have a row about it. They're in such a rush, they've got to drive in a dangerous fashion, like utter lunatics. They're in such a rush, but they've got enough time for an argument. They always want an argument. People that drive Beamers always want an argument, and I genuinely don't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. You know, they're so aggressive, they're so angry. Everybody in the whole of this ridiculous county is very angry. Medway is a very angry place. The county of Kent is a very angry county. Everybody's just, I don't know, I've seen so many stupid people this week. I've encountered so much stupidity, it just hurts. It's like one big all over toothache. You get people, they'll see you driving along in your bus, you're trying to turn left. You took a nice wide swing, you've gone out to the right, you've got your indicator on, you're turning left, and rather than just sit back and wait for you just half a second for you to finish your manoeuvre and get out of everybody's way, no, they'll sit, I've seen this, they'll be in a really good position, then they'll think, oh, I'm in too good a position here, and they'll drive forward, they'll leave their really good position to put themselves in an awful position. And then when you don't say thank you and stick your thumb up and all that, they get really offended. Well, no, because you've just messed it up. You were in a really good spot. I could have just scudded round the corner. You wouldn't have even had to have come to a complete stop. You could have kept rolling. But no, people are, oh, I'm in far too good a place here. Oh, how can I mess this up? Oh no, I'll just keep driving forward like an idiot. The stupidity I've seen this week is off the scale. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm on about a 27 of the stupid nonsense. You know, and there's one part of my route, you know, and it's a 90-degree left. And you go through, there's gardens there and stuff. So people coming from your left to do this 90-degree, what would be for them a 90-degree right, they'll see you coming because you've got to basically go straight. You've got to head towards the other side of the road and then turn. So you're effectively waiting for your rear wheels to be sort of level with the pavement, the way the pavement curves round. But they'll see you there, they'll look right at you, and they'll drive straight towards you, and then they'll try and go around what would be a 90-degree right for them. But, oh, you can't go anywhere now, can you? Because somebody else has already done that, and I was working round it. But now you're directly in the way. And then when you don't go, oh, thanks, mate, cheers, yeah, thanks, they have a go at you. All you had to do was just drop back. You didn't even have to stop. Just come off the accelerator, give me half a second. But it's just, I don't know, the people in Medway, I mean, not just BMW people, I mean, if I had my way, given my way, if I had absolute power, I would put an army of police officers out there, and I would say, every BMW you see, stop them, search them, drug test them, breathalyze them, give every BMW person as much grief as you possibly can, hold them up forever, you know, because it's always somebody in a Beamer, isn't it? Always. I mean, even this week, actually, to their credit, and I'm always bashing the German cars, but to their credit, the other day I was actually quite concerned, because I actually had, we'll say 4, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, 4 Audis hold back and let me through. And I couldn't believe it. It's a good job I was sat down. So to their credit, this week I have had, and that was in one run actually, 4 Audis in one run. But this week, the BMW people, because they're a subhuman subspecies, you know, have really just pushed me over the edge with it, you know. But yeah, given my way, every BMW would be getting stopped every 5 seconds. I'd have checkpoints set up. and I'd search them, I'd search their cars, they'd be getting drug tested. You know, you're in such a rush, mate. Yeah, we're gonna show you. Yeah. You know, maybe that's why it's probably a good thing I'm not in charge. But I just don't understand this get in front at all costs mentality. There's been other instances of nonsense. It's mostly been people being in really good positions and then thinking, nah, you'd be able to get through too easily. You know, it's just been so much of it. It's just been so much of it. And it does weigh you down. And towards the end of your working week, you know, because the people haven't seen the same nonsense that you've seen. You know, so all they've seen is a bus turn up and the bus driver with the needle, because they don't realise that they're the 7th person you've had this problem with in the last 5 minutes, and it really is that close. You know, when people come scudding through anyway, there's parked cars and stuff, and they force their way through and then they wave. I'd really rather they didn't. I don't wave back, I don't say thanks, I just ignore it. You're going to come blasting through regardless. Don't even wave, don't flash your lights, don't acknowledge me, because you was always going to do it. You know, I don't understand, I just don't get it. And people get the needle if they say thanks and you just ignore it. And the amount of people have had drive past, oh yeah, cheers mate. Well, what do you want me to say, mate? You was never going to stop. You was always committing to come through regardless, whether you was in a good position to do it or not. So what difference does it make what I say? But there we go. That has been the week. So I'm doubling up on my school runs this afternoon. Of course I am, because I can never just be allowed to finish early. Happily, I should be done quite quickly. The kids on the second school run are not bad kids really. And on the first school run I do, my regular run, the girls' school was closed this morning, so the bus was noticeably quieter. There was no girls on, because I'd got past a few stops, and then one of the boys, as he's getting on, I said, where are all the girls? And he said, oh, they're off on Friday, ain't they? I don't know, mate. Do I know? I just drive the school bus. You know, I don't know what happens. I don't even barely know what I'm doing most of the time. But so there was no girls. He said, yeah, well, they're off on Friday, ain't they? I said, all right, okay, well, I suppose I haven't got, because, you know, as bus drivers will tell you if something seems off. I mean, for instance, the other morning, what day is it today? Friday, might have been Wednesday morning, I was driving along my route, and there's 2 girls that are always at this bus stop, and they weren't there. And I did actually sort of stop and check my duty board to make sure I was on time, and they weren't there, they weren't running, but it did strike me as being very odd. So, you know, if something seems odd, bus drivers will always check the duty board first. I'm on time. Well, actually I was 2 minutes late, but yeah, so it's been I don't know, it's just been one of those weeks. There's been stuff I could have done a vlog about, but I don't know, it's just been, I don't know. What with teachers being late and children, I mean, on the other school run I do in the mornings, because there's only 17, 18, maybe 19 girls will get on, I always seal off the upstairs, because I don't want them all wandering around the bus, because it takes them ages to get off. So there's enough seats for everybody downstairs. But then there's 1 or 2 girls that will stand in the pram bay next to the fold down seats. They won't sit on the fold down seats, they'll stand next to the fold down seats, which I really don't understand. There's a seat there, I'll just fold the seat, push the seat down and sit on it. But, you know, I don't know, I'm just there to drive. I'm not there to question it, I'm just there to drive. As long as they get to school, that's all that matters. The M2 was closed on Tuesday, which made me super duper late. You know, all the traffic, because junction 5 eastbound on the M2, so what would be, if you're going coastbound, you can't come off at junction 5, it's completely closed. Also, if you're at Stockbury, if you're at junction 5, you can't access the M2 to go coastbound towards Faversham. So when there's an accident, it just stuffs all. Even the traffic is markedly busier. But you know, it's I don't know. It was an accident, and it was just horrific, absolutely horrific. But there we go. So there we are. That's a sort of weekly roundup there. Just to be going on with. Just too much stupidity this week. Too much stupidity for one person to cope with. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to make this vlog available on my Buy Me a Coffee page first for a few hours. So supporters and members there on my Buy Me a Coffee page can see the vlog first, get early exclusive access, and yeah, and then I'll schedule it to go live on YouTube some point later this afternoon. So thank you very much for watching. If you've stuck with me this long, I know I've droned on a lot. It's quite a long one, this one. But thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. Just look after each other out there. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.